We'd like to welcome those of you just tuning in on the show. You're joining us at a great time. The Detroit Tigers are looking to wrap this thing up, but with a one-run lead and the middle of the order due up, this thing is by no means over. First pitch hacking here, and that's the first strike.
Hey, if this guy's able to execute that two-seamer down and away consistently, he's going to get a lot of swing and misses. He's going to get a lot of weak contact. He might even get a few knots on some people's shins.
A pause and the 0-2. Count remains at 0-2. And 2 count. Here's the pitch. And a swing and a miss. Good pitch there for the first out here in the ninth.
Nice two-seam fastball there. You don't usually see a lot of swings and misses with that pitch unless it's really moving. So that one must have had some real good late life.
Josh Bell the next to hit. Popped him up. And he'll stay with it to put it away as they get their man here for the second out. Here's Gregory Polanco. He was retired via the ground ball last time up. From the stretch. Comes right after him with a fastball for a strike. And there's a called strike 2 as now they're down to their final strike this afternoon.
Hey, from an offensive standpoint, you better get it ready. This guy is not throwing a ton of pitches. He's confident in his stuff. He's pounding the zone. He's got 2 quick outs. You better pull the trigger.
And now this crowd, right around 34,000 fans, comes to their feet. And this ball swung on and hit to center field, and this should do it. Catch is made, and the Tigers have taken the rubber match of this 3-game set as this ball game is over.
Wow, that's a rarity. A 1-0 game in baseball these days. Both of these pitchers pitched awfully well. It's a shame one of them had to lose this game.
A single run good enough to do it today. 1-0 final score. Detroit jumped out to an early lead in the first and never looked back. Jordan Zimmerman gets the win on the mound, his first of the year. Joe Musgrove is settled with the loss after giving up only 1 earned. Shane Green earns the save out of the bullpen, his first of the year. So that'll just about do it. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB The Show. For more, don't forget to check out theshownation.com.
Now is our final line score this afternoon.
We'd like to welcome those of you just tuning in on the show. You're joining us at a great time. The Detroit Tigers are batting here in the bottom of the inning, looking to send these fans home happy with a walk-off win. Here's the first pitch. Now a ball hit hard toward first. And that's by him down the line in right field toward the corner. And they're going to walk off with a 4-3 victory.
Well, that at-bat shows clearer than anything that some guys, they have that clutch gene and some guys just don't. He brings home the winning run from second and is being absolutely mobbed by his teammates. What a finish.
Not a lot of runs put on the board in this one, but here's a guy that found a way to make a difference. He's the top player of the game.
He was one of a few guys that really swung the bat well in this game with a pair of base hits. He helped propel his team to a hard-fought win.
We'd like to welcome those of you just tuning in on the show. You're joining us at a great time. The Detroit Tigers are looking to wrap this thing up, but with a one-run lead and the middle of the order due up, this thing is by no means over. First pitch of the at-bat. Takes a knee-high fastball. Here's the 0-1. Tough slider down low for a strike.
That's a real tough pitch to hit. That's, as in the pitcher's jargon, we call that the Hall of Fame pitch. That slider down and in. Really, the only way you're going to be able to hit that pitch is if you're looking for it down and in. And still then, it's a really difficult pitch to hit.
Popped high in the air. McCann has a play. And that's the first out of the inning.
The batter, center fielder, Orlando.
Striding in once again, Paulo Orlando. And you may notice the usual closer is not in the game here with the save opportunity on the table.
Yeah, he's worked a few days in a row, Matt, so we were told before the game by the skipper he wanted to avoid using him if possible. So that means they will look to close this thing out without him.
The 0-1 pitch. Behind 0-2 now. 0-2 count and the pitch. And a swing and a miss as they got him with the slider there, 2 away.
Well, we've seen some really good pitching from these guys in this one. The bullpen has looked sharp and have backed up a nice effort turned in by the starter. These days, pitching has become a full staff effort, and I've been impressed with the job these guys have done so far.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. A fastball here as we'll take a look at ball 1. 1-0.
Well, he punched out the last guy, but he didn't get any favors from the blue on the first pitch in this at-bat. Probably should be ahead of this hitter instead of behind.
Here's the 1-0. Takes a high fastball for a strike.
We're seeing quite a few pitches up from him right now, and that can obviously be dangerous. A cold strike there, but he might need to lower his sights a little bit.
2 out, nobody on. Crowd of over 39,000 on their feet. KC down to their final strike in this one. Has them down to their final strike. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that'll do it here as the ball game is over.
Well, in hindsight, it was the right choice to let the setup guy stay in the game and finish this.
We'd like to welcome those of you just tuning in on the show. You're joining us at a great time. The Detroit Tigers are looking to wrap this thing up, but with a 1-run lead and the middle of the order due up, this thing is by no means over. The White Sox down to their last strike. And he strikes him out to end it here as they were able to get the possible tying run to the plate but could not cash in.
Well, that's not exactly how you draw it up. He gave up a long ball to make it interesting, but it was the only run he gave up, and he hangs on to collect the save.
A close one. 8-7 is how it finishes today. Detroit came through in it. And good evening to those of you just joining us on the show. You've chosen to tune in at a great time. Mikey Matza is at the plate here, having already gone deep twice in this one. Maybe we'll see number 3 here. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. And he gets a piece here as this ball is fouled away. This is line to left. But pretty much right at the left fielder as he takes it in for the second out.
Well, he hit that ball pretty well, but the only problem was that he pulled off it just a bit. The location was a little on the outer half, so he would have hit it even better if he would have stayed through the middle of the field with it. Well, just an excellent job right here closing this one out. He just collected the first save of his career. Got to start somewhere.
11-3 the final score in this contest. The Tigers put on a real offensive show with 11 runs on the board. Ryan Carpenter earns the win, his second. Josh Tomlin was slapped with 8 earned runs as he takes the loss. Daniel Norris takes the rare 3-inning save, his first of the year. So that's a wrap for us here tonight. For my partners in the booth, Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. And for more, click over to theshownation.com.
Here now is our
And good evening to those of you just joining us on the show. You've chosen to tune in at a great time. Jordan Zimmermann is back on the mound to start the 8th. He's been dealing to this point as he tries to keep this shutout effort going. Here comes the first pitch. Takes a look down at the knees for a strike.
Well, the O's have been searching for that big hit pretty much all game. It remains to be seen if they can get it, but now would be a great time for that.
On the ground to the left side. Scooped up, and the 2-out threat will not come to pass as the inning is over. Orioles strand a couple. They can't chip into that 5-0 deficit. And here's the big right-handed power threat, Trey Mancini. And at this point of the game, I think it's clear that the plan of attack against the top of the order has worked.
Well, when you've only surrendered 1 hit to the top 3 guys in the order up to this point in the game, you know you're doing something right, Matt. You're spot on. Whatever they discussed coming into this game has worked out beautifully.
Here's the first pitch to him. A little bouncer, but that one rolls foul. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Good breaking ball that time, in for a strike.
Well, he's done a real nice job with that breaking ball in this start. That's not the first time he's locked a guy up with it.
Now here it comes. pulls this one in the air out to left. Iglesias is under it. 1 out. Ready for another shot now. Danny Valencia. He steps in off a base hit in his last at bat.
Danny Valencia.
Pitch on the way. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Calling for it, Castellanos. 2 down. Here's Manny Machado now. He's their last shot here with 2 away in the 9th as they look to avoid the shutout.
Yeah, Matt, they just haven't had any answer for the great pitching so far in this one.
Zimmerman steps into the windup. First pitch on its way. A slider that just grabs the outside corner. Past history with Jordan Zimmerman. He's only 2 for 10. Swing and a ground ball to third. Oh, what a stop on the slide. What a play. And just like that, this one is over.
Wow, not only are complete games rare in this day and age of Major League Baseball, but a complete game shutout. This guy was in total command from the first inning through the 9th. Totally dominant in this one.
A 5-0 finish tonight. The Detroit Tigers jumped out to an early lead in the first and never looked back. Jordan Zimmerman earns the win, his second. So that just about does it. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way on over to theshownation.com. And good evening to those of you just joining us on the show. You've chosen to tune in at a great time. Nico Goodrum bats here with the game on the line in the ninth. Tying run stands in scoring position, so a base hit here could even things up. A swing and a drive sent out toward the gap. Dickerson going back at the track. On the warning track, he makes the catch. The relay, and he is in there at third as the possible tying run.
That was a nice job to track that one down in the alley because it definitely saved the run from scoring. Instead, he's only able to move up to third.
Here's the shortstop now, Jose Iglesias. His day at the plate hasn't amounted to much, 0 for 4, but this is a great opportunity to make amends.
Well, when your team really needs you, like they need it right here, you have to be able to put your personal struggles out of your mind. Right now is all that matters.
Trying to hold the lead. Here's the delivery. And this ball swung on and hit to center field, and this should do it. Catch is made, and the Pirates have ended their 5-game losing streak as the ball game is over.
Well, there's no doubt they've looked pretty inept the last 5 games, but they got the monkey off their back here with the win and are hoping to build on that now.
3-2 the finish in tonight's game. The Buccos jumped ahead in the 7th inning and never gave the lead back. Michael Feliz gets the win in relief, his 2nd of the year. Felipe Rivero records the save, his 8th of the season.